Ambassador Weah, you will not be re-elected. And any president that I will vote for to become president of this country, whether Ambassador Wakai or whether Honorable Cummins, I will give them 1 year. If they don't prosecute George Weah and his criminals, I will declare my intention 1 year after 2023. I'll be running for the presidency because I want to arrest either who will be in power, whether like Joseph Waka or Cummins. I want to arrest them in Baxter, arrest George Weah in Baxter and prosecute them. Now Joseph Waka know that Opon is corrupt. Now Alexander Cummins know that Opon is corrupt. So when you get there, you must prosecute that corruption man. If they don't do it, 1 year, mark it today. 1 year after 2023, I will declare my intention to become president of this country. And the only way the country can be liberated when George Weah is arrested. If Kume become president and he don't prosecute Opon in 1 year, he can be arrested and will put them in Baxter. It can be Bwaka, it can be Kume, they will be placed in Baxter because they have betrayed the cause of the Liberian people. You know that somebody is corrupt when you get there. Prosecute them. And I hear the CDC people say, oh, la Manasalita, you know Manasali was corrupt. Why you got state power? Why you can't prosecute Manasali? What are you waiting for? Oh, you think that the city Joseph Bwaka will do or Kume will do? Let them watch out for me. I will drag one of the people in Baxter. It can be Cummins, it can be Bwaka. When you put you there, 1 year, I will give you 1 year. 1 year after 2023, you don't prosecute George Weah, that means you have become a criminal. Oh, when I take to them, will be more than George Weah and myself. It can be Bwaka, it can be Cummins. When I take to them, will be more than George Weah and myself. Because you see it now. Or you want to fool the Liberian people because you want to be president? No, I don't believe that they will do it. But when they do it, 1 year after 2023, I will declare my intention. I will go from country to country and tell the Liberian people, if those people are not prosecuted, there will be nothing, no enjoyment for the Liberian people. The only way we government officials can stop stealing on the president is set.
Are you going to be vocal with any other presidential candidate or any other president besides George Weah?
Watch me and see. You think I'm fun, eh? If the Unity Party will vote for me in my district, after 1 year, for Bwaka, when we make Bwaka president, when the Liberian people make Bwaka president, because I call the Liberian people, when we vote for him, become president, he don't prosecute George Weah, then you think I will not talk? I will drag that old man, you will not believe it. You think we here for that bullshit? Now, but now Bwaka can say Opon corrupt, and now Kume can say Opon corrupt. Watch your process and see. When I grab Kume, he will never believe that I don't want to grab him. I will keep it in Baxter. People need to be disgraced for harassing and looting the Liberian resources. People need to be disgraced publicly, and I will do it. 1 year after 2023, I will declare my intention. Then the war between our opposition leader and myself starts. What I'm doing right now will be small.
With everything that you are doing, what do we expect from you?
We can review it again, make sense of it, and put it into proper perspective. Then we all know that retirement law is the law of the land. It is the law of the land because the retirement law of 2003 amended from 1972 is the law of the land. We all know so because the Supreme Court of Liberia has upheld that law. When former Associate Justice Gladys Johnson retired, the government then was not paying her full benefit in keeping with that law. And she sought refuge before the Supreme Court, reliant upon that law. And the court upheld that law and said it is the law of the land, and they even interpreted the benefit to be in US dollars. One can reason reasonably that if they were on that Supreme Court bench, they will uphold that law because remember the Supreme Court will retire. And they will be looking at that law for the retirement, life. So it is the law of the land. It is in the public that we, especially senators, it is in the public, Madam Presiding and distinguished colleagues, that we all know that we decided to enact a retirement law as though it never existed before. And so, in the public, we were presented as devils. Evil law for ourselves. I'm asking the Senate, since this matter was before us, before we close, let's bring it back so that we can make sense of it with new input, if when necessary, to remove all members of the legislature from that retirement law and provide for pension, to pay pension to NASCO. When we finish with serving, they want benefit, we go benefit through the pension that we pay, the pension fund that we pay. The key debate, the key issue I'm raising here is for us to bring that retirement law back here. It makes sense of it. Right now, former lawmakers, some are suing the government, some for their allowances, some for their benefits, some for salaries in arrears. It is not fair to me. It is not fair to me, to this country, for somebody, like Senator Dillon, to end.
I'm not saying it's not fair to be rude, like Jefferson Kuchi.
I can tell you this. Get to the vault that I said most time.
When I interview you at
Right?
CEO.
Take it to the vault. Thomas Fala is the next senator from Mosorado County. I represent people in Mosorado County. I'm on record. I said when Dallas DeLon win these elections, I will not contest 2023. And I'm reaffirming this. I'm telling you, take it to the vault by the grace of God with the level of work that we're doing in this district, in all our different districts and sisters districts, right? You will find the results.
Honorable Kamara, how confident are you that the numbers on the field on Saturday can be translated to a possible vote in your interest?
Yeah, when people is walking from the homes to go and meet Thomas Fala at that distance, then you're confident that people making sacrifices. When people is chanting that people will not insult the president no more, we prepare to make a change that we will run a civilized government. Because this place is a place of elders. They not play for boys to come and bring tautology.
Quote unquote with Senator Dillon. At that level, Mosorado has been underrepresented. Now, when I say underrepresented, no, we gotta be clear. Any lawmaker that does not have that authority to lobby the floor to get your objective for the forward march of your people, that developmental drive of your people, you feel.
But his ideals have been bought by many people.
Who?
I mean, Dillon.
By who?
He goes to people places. He's
How many lawmakers
giving
you
a lot of attention.
What attention?
So the fact that he even whipped the CDC in the last election makes him a popular person.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking as to whether those issues that maybe you may have had at the time that led you to be a victim of the political play, you just say repeat the same thing. Do you think you can bring this in Mosorado when Dillon is here?
Oh, I can say to you for sure that Senator Dillon is history. December 8th, he's a retired senator.
December 8th.
Yeah, including Yambi Kanga.
Those errors that you made before, have you corrected them already?
I can say this to you. There's a difference between acquiring power and maintaining power. He has not acquired power. How does he maintain power is the question. Those things that undermine our victory, are they the same? They are not the same. They are not the same. Civil servants were not paid. You know the factor. Thousands were hugely disgruntled. They didn't have jobs. The excitement, the emotion of the victory, people were mocking them. We've made them to understand to a greater extent. Not only that, though, he said that our CDC people never voted for him, which added advantage for us to say that and castigate him. It's very important. We argue that we need a face of the movement that can provoke the fighting forces across Mosorado County, for example, and in other counties. Do we have that? Yes. Father, it's a funny legislative outcome of the Mali Coalition for Democratic Change. Not only a political hat tricker. This is a man who is a ranking member and a veteran that even if you elected or speaker today who is a novice, you need to consult these veterans. Dillon is an extremist.
Waiting today.
So you're gonna ask me, I say you gotta provide one car, two motorbike for my people. Party! So we are not hesitate. I go in there. Yeah. So you're gonna ask me, I say you gotta provide one car, two motorbike for my people. Party! So we are not hesitate. I go in there. Yeah.
You raise some critical national issues. You get to expand on what has triggered that communication today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I always indicate to you, the members of the Fourth Estate, that should there be any reason to visit our office or our offices are always open. Yes, today I have written the plenary of the Liberian Senate to bring to their attention a situation that has been protractedly experienced in our country, and that is in the health sector. And not only relatives of government officials or senior members of our society, but our ordinary people are being affected by the practices of the medical institutions in our country. And that is an act of health centers, clinics, referral hospitals, always claiming, quote unquote, there is no bed, and therefore turning patients away, especially in the night. Whenever a patient that is critically ill is turned away by 2 or 3 health centers, take for instance, you go to Nuku Town, the Raditown Hospital, they tell you, oh, no bed, please go. Where you going? All the way to JFK. You see the distance from JFK? As soon as you get to JFK, they say no bed. You turn away, you're going to Cackley Hospital. You reach to Cackley Hospital, they say there's no bed yet. You're going to ERWA Hospital. In that process, that patient will eventually lose hope. He just in the process died. And that is overwhelmingly be practiced by our health center. It never go to any advanced country, any country where health center patients that are at the critical stage to be turned away. And I think, fortunately, the public health law is before the Liberian Senate. I have written the Senate to.
How do you feel about this young man being arrested?
Well, this thing, the case is with the police now.
Okay.
And my understanding is that he's in the police station. I'm not seeing him.
Okay.
I'm hoping that the police can do justice to this case, because this cost us a lot.
Okay.
And we can't say much for now. The law has to take this.
But there was a play
because the main short travel he has been up and then bringing back to the Liberia National Police headquarters. Are you here on a pro?
Well, no, we complain officially to the police. We complain officially to the police. We also requested for the need of arrest and arrest order. So like I said, the case is with the police now. So we complain.
Yeah, but
as a matter of fact, I was called by the police right now, and a delegation for the CPP is now moving to the police headquarters.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, anytime. As the case go by, CPP has showed through the leadership of the police, they were pressed. But right now, we want the law to take its course as we are law abiding and we continue to be.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okay. So, folks, there you go.
Food allegedly took the 70K from the CP.
To the media soon as of the Liberia National Police. No persecution. We have been.
We are people here to whatever they say.
Food allegedly took.
The member of the CPP is also here, so we are going to take few questions for him.
Following the arrest of
the alleged suspect who allegedly took the 70K from the CP. Welcome, Onesmo James, and how do you feel today that the Liberia National Police take charge of the alleged guard who stole the 70K from CPP?
I think the police were very excellent in that job. We believe that, whatever they say, took part down to the air harassment, and the Liberian people must know, and we expect for the young people to give this kind of act. And so we are people here to look at the case, to see what the outcome.
Right upon the arrival of the suspect of the stolen 70,000, we saw Martin Kula here, who is his boss or his former boss. Can you tell anything about Martin Kula being here?
I think Martin is here to hear from the police why it is, from
your teammate.
The breakdown will make sense. Even if it doesn't make sense to somebody, at least they will know. Just get the Sunday budget. I ask for the Sunday budget before we close. Who is getting up? 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 Who is getting up?
For this nation.
What?
What do
Ambassador, you will not be re-elected. And any president that I will vote for to become president of this country, whether Ambassador Wakai or whether Honorable Cummins, I will give them 1 year. If they don't prosecute George Weah and his criminals, I will declare my intention 1 year after 2023. I'll be running for the presidency because I want to arrest either who will be in power, whether like Joseph Waka or Cummins. I want to arrest them in Baxter, arrest George Weah in Baxter and prosecute them. Now Joseph Waka know that Opon is corrupt. Now Alexander Cummins know that Opon is corrupt. So when you get there, you must prosecute that corruption man. If they don't do it, 1 year, mark it today. 1 year after 2023, I will declare my intention to become president of this country. And the only way the country can be liberated when George Weah is arrested. If Kume become president and he don't prosecute upon in 1 year, he can be arrested and Lord will put them in Baxter. It can be Baka, it can be Kume, they will be placed in Baxter because they have betrayed the cause of the Liberian people. You know that somebody is corrupt when you get there. prosecute them. And I hear the CDC people saying, oh, that Manasalita, you know Manasali was corrupt. Why you got state power? Why you can't prosecute Manasali? What are you waiting for? Oh, you think that the city Joseph Boakai will do or Kume will do? Let them watch out for me. I will drag one of those people in Boxer. It can be Kumens, it can be Boakai. When you put you there, 1 year, I will give you 1 year. 1 year after 2023, you don't prosecute Joe Weah, that means you have become a criminal. Oh, when I take to them, will be more than Joe Weah myself. It can be Boakai, it can be Kumen. When I take to them, will be more than Joe Weah and myself. Because you see them now. Or you want to fool the Liberia because you want to be president? No, I don't believe that they'll do it. But when they do it, 1 year after 2023, I will declare my intention. I will go from country to country and tell the Liberian people, if those people are not prosecuted, there will be nothing, no enjoyment for the Liberian people. The only way we government officials can stop stealing until the president is set.
Are you going to be vocal with any other presidential candidate or any other president besides George Weah?
Watch me and see. You think I'm fun, eh? If the United Party will vote for me in my district, after 1 year, for Boakai, when we make Boakai president, when the Liberia people make Boakai president, because part of the Liberia people, when we vote for him, he become president, he don't prosecute Joe Weah, then you think I will not talk? I will drag that old man, you will not believe it. You think we have for that bullshit? Now, but now Boakai can say open corrupt, and now Kume can say open corrupt. Watch your process and see. When I grab Kume, he will never believe that I don't want to grab him. I will keep it in Boxer. People need to be disgraced for harassing and looting the Liberia resources. People need to be disgraced publicly, and I will do it. 1 year after 2023, I will declare my intention. Then the war between our opposition leader and myself starts. What I'm doing right now will be small.
With everything that you are doing, what do we expect from you for this nation?
What?
What do
Excellency, the incoming president, the one that is being designated to lay a new foundation of integrity, progress, and prosperity for Liberia. Joseph Boakai, well, I thought they said you are in wheelchair. I thought they said you couldn't walk again. And you say, how do you party right here? Now how they keep lying to the Liberian people.
Papa, you strong. Papa, you strong.
Today, sir, we are happy to see you. You are looking gorgeous and vibrant. And CDC should be worried. CDC members of legislators, Senator Prince Moy, Representative Domain, and others, our platform guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to let you know, don't try and error with our higher seat in this country anymore. To invite the mobilization, Vice Chair for Mobilization, where are you, Brian? Along with the party, along with my VC, the party, along present the form to our, and you should stand with us.
We're standing in the interest of working for more. Thank you. Ambassador Joseph Human Boakai, the former Vice President and the standard bearer of the Unity Party, platform guests, partisans, our new partisans, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. I walked in here and sat by Ambassador Boakai, and he asked me, how have you been? And I said, I was sick, and I was even sick more than you. But you are more dependable than me. So nobody gets out of my own sickness. So, rescue you.
Thank you so much. Thanks to the leadership of our party, the partners. From the age 1 to 5. Out of that time, you're lucky if you can find jobs in this country.
As the kingmaker in presidential elections, has given a new reason why he will not support the re-election of President George Weah. Longtime Senator Prince Johnson says in the 6 years since he was elected, Weah has failed to bring investors to Liberia, thereby worsening the country's unemployment rate. Supporters say the president has focused on the country's development through his government's pro-poor agenda for prosperity and development. The new development comes after Johnson says a high-powered delegation from the ruling CDC urged his party not to field a presidential candidate because it will hurt President Weah's re-election chances. Johnson tells me the delegation included several top ministers, including those from the Ministries of Finance, Labor, a former Minister of State, and the chair of the ruling CDC.
We have a candidate, standard bearer, to run directly. And they are saying, no, we should not run. We should support Mr. Weah. If we do, it's in the front to Mr. Weah and all kinds of talks. And we say we are a party registered under the law of this country. And our support from 2017, October, it ended October 2022. So there is no more document binding. And during this 6-year period this year, we have observed that what we expected in the past is not what we see on the ground. We believe, as one of the Liberian people believe, that being the world best, European best, African best, all the best, that his election would have attracted investors to Liberia to create jobs and alleviate the suffering of our people through their investment and employment. But since his election, the world has abandoned us in the sense that no investors are coming, and what we're doing in the country is just ratifying loan agreements all the time, and we cannot build a country based on loan and internal revenue in the private sector. So things are very difficult in the country. The unemployment rate is escalating. So there's nothing encouraging to give Mr. Weah second time. That's why we decided to quit.
Senator, help me. You said a delegation from the ruling CDC came to see you. Who are the members on that delegation?
Well, the Minister of Finance, the former Minister of State for International Affairs, the chairperson of the CDC, Mr. Eva Malu, Professor Wilson Tata, EPA Director General, the Minister of Labor, Minister Charles Gibson, and many others.
Senator, how do you say there's no development? As recent as, I think, earlier this month, the president dedicated a hospital. I see pictures of roads being paved.
Jimmy, that's a different thing. I'm not saying there is no development. There are some level of development. I am saying the high rate of unemployment is a major concern. When investors are not on the ground to provide jobs, that we are alleviate the sufferings. We're talking about jobs for our people. The jobs, we put food on the table. The jobs, we have our people, those university graduates every year. When they graduate, no job, their degrees are hanging on the walls. and they continue to increase the number of unemployment.
Let me ask you, Senator, in the past you have supported President Weah. And this is the reason why I think people accused you of selling your NIBA vote for money. Some people are saying you are making all this noise because now you want the government to give you more money.
That's what I hear people say, but they are on the wrong side of history. That is not my nature. I don't know of any market where they sell votes. They say these things, but it's not true. If I form an alliance with you, I collaborate with you, and I find incompatibility, coupled with that, the agreement expires, I can no longer renew that agreement.
But why not support one of the parties? I mean, how certain are you that your candidate might win?
We are open to all parties. We are working with ANC. We are working with the Unity Party. We are working with the newly certificated party, EFCC. All of the parties on the ground, we are working with them. So one party cannot win with all the other in the country. So you mean all hands on deck.
Senator Johnson, it is always a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so much. Happy New Year again to you.
Happy New Year. God bless you, Jimmy.
That was Senator Prince Johnson of Liberia speaking with us from the capital.
My only appeal to this plenary is for us to see how in this budget we can appropriately consider funding for the construction of that hospital. As we speak, work hasn't commenced. We'll be pleading with you so that we can appropriate money on the first clean of the national budget, so that when it is placed on the first clean, no other priority will be prioritized over such amount. So the other issue I want to talk about is what we are doing here, the exercise we are involved. But I feel that we should go beyond this, and I saw the approach being adopted. Going beyond this means, what do we achieve? Like I said to my friend and brother, Senator Smith and Wembani, to derive an agenda for leadership. When we return from our break and we come with these different reports, we need to synchronize them, come up with a draft program or draft agenda for leadership. And interestingly, the Constitution requires us to appear here second working Monday of every legislative break. And then the Constitution requires the president to make his legislative report on the fourth working Monday. In my mind, we have time. When we return with these reports and they are presented and synchronized, harmonized, an agenda for leadership is developed. That agenda for leadership should be presented to the president so that some of the issues we are going to be raising will be incorporated into the legislative agenda. But as it is, we all look forward only to the president's legislative agenda. The question is, what is our legislative agenda? What do we have? What do we hold ourselves to?
Just a cup of cool water to any of the seven. You are very. So I bet you with Jesus God it will be the same thing. Amen. It will be the same thing. Amen. I said it. It will be the same thing. We are doing salvation in this country. There is no unity. The Bible comes in pride. You know the things I say here? You know why we are preaching? When I went to Kuma for 2 days, the things that God revealed to me, everyone want to do the same thing. The poor people want to get rich first. That because they don't have it. All what they are spending, they don't want to get it. So what I think we could do is to just pray and fix what we have. We have to grow up in this country. I was telling somebody, I said, even the helicopter that I bought, the drivers don't even care for me. That's a big parable. The helicopter that I bought in this country, those are flying that love it, they don't even care for me. We need to go together, and then this country will develop. We need to put down our ego. Yes. Those days, Maurice McGee, he was just a commissioner. And he was so powerful. So, those offices that you are looking at, they are powerful. We only need to get together. Because you do not know what you could do. there just now, you'll do worse. Because first thing, you do not even love those that are around you. You didn't have time to think. You know, when you look in that package, there are times where you think. But if you do not think about those around you, you are not a leader. Why haven't you seen John for the past 5 days? But instead, you think about the president of France. God did not give you the president of France to govern. But you build class system, the country will not go anywhere. There are people elsewhere around there that you need to pray for. So I want to call everybody, the clergy. Let us not put this money business first. And all of us here, very low education, it may not even help this country. What we do, let us come together and see how best we can hold together and run this country. We also thank God for the Honorable Sir Joseph. His staff kept calling, and even Atlanta, he even announced in the chambers how, as one single day, that help should be raised for me. That is commendable. But God has been providing. And let me close with this. I don't want to be like this man that God has denied. And the Lord said to me, I don't care how he fights, he will not be president of his country. Because he has not lived a life that will show honor to God. I mean, God does not want us to be wasteful, but at the same time, God does not want us to act so mean to ourselves and people feel that God has not blessed us. Since I have known this man, he acts so mean to himself, and I had this dream. And God said, because this man has not proven to people that have blessed him, I don't care how old he is, I cannot use him. Because if God will allow you to go 12 years and you still broke, then you either are a bad manager because you do not manage the resources that God gave you. Or maybe you just want to get on to God. I had several dreams and I wrote, praise the Lord. Amen. And I wrote those dreams down. So God wants us to really honor Him. God has really honored me. It is just a joke that I can be sharing here that my driver can bow down and get on his back. No, God forgive me. I mean, I don't want to be like this man. God has always blessed me. God has always provided vehicles for me. I want to thank Him. And in fact, God blessed me, and I was one of the first to use Acura in this country. God, I thank you. You provide for me. I don't want to be like this man who always act poor and poor. Because I got so angry with God, I saw it in my dream. Father, we thank you for this time. Thank you for bringing us as people of this country. We pray, Lord, that you will bless us to go together to build this country. That we will not have to fight to be president. We will not have to fight to be vice president. We don't have to go to Juju or blue people. We just need to hold together. Is it possible that we can face what we have and work with it? Yes. We pray, oh God, that you will make our country to be first to know that we will be united. That we won't get.
As we have experienced over the years, the folks at the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Education, you name it, the rest of the ministries and agencies, sitting right in Monrovia, planning development, has never taken development to the doorsteps of our people. So we needed to get the people involved. That's why decentralized development planning came about. But unfortunately for us, one other pillar that we lost was the issue of that pillar of development planning. When we took a decision as a country on the basis of the international community, community advice after the war to reduce the size of our government. We merged Ministry of Planning into finance. That in itself, in my mind, placed at the back burner development planning. Currently, I don't see us do development planning. Once we fail to plan, we fail to develop. Most of us here travel to developed countries. Sometimes you travel in a particular street or community that you visited, after 1 or 2 years, when you go, you see something being done. It's because these people are constantly planning the development of their communities and countries. For us, we are vastly underdeveloped, and we start planning. The fact that we start planning, we start developing. In the 55th legislature, we need to think strongly about two major development institutions. Planning as an institution by itself, and then rural development as an institution by itself. I come from Fender community. What I see is not even anywhere near that. After 175 years, and we say we don't want Ministry of Planning, we don't want Ministry of Rural Development. I think we need to reconsider some of those decisions. As we have experienced over the years, the folks at the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Education, you name it, the rest of the ministries and agencies, sitting right in Monrovia, planning development has never taken development to the doorsteps of our people. So we needed to get the people involved. That's why decentralized development planning came about. But unfortunately for us, one other pillar that we lost was the issue of that pillar of development planning. When we took a decision as a country on the basis of the internet.
Ambassador, you will not be re-elected. And any president that I will vote for to become president of this country, whether Ambassador Wakai or whether Honorable Cummins, I will give them 1 year. If they don't prosecute George Weah and his criminals, I will declare my intention 1 year after 2023. I'll be running for the presidency because I want to arrest either who will be in power, whether like Joseph Boakai or Cummins. I want to arrest them in Baxter, arrest George Weah in Baxter and prosecute them. Now Joseph Boakai know that Opon is corrupt. Now Alexander Cummins know that Opon is corrupt. So when you get there, you must prosecute that corruption man. If they don't do it, 1 year, mark it today. 1 year after 2023, I will declare my intention to become president of this country. And the only way the country can be liberated when George Weah is arrested. If Kume become president and he don't prosecute upon in 1 year, he can be arrested and we will put them in Baxter. It can be Boakai, it can be Kume. They will be placed in Baxter because they have betrayed the cause of the Liberian people. You know that somebody is corrupt when you get there. Prosecute them. And hear the CDC people say, oh, that Manasalita, you know Manasali was corrupt. Why you got state power? Why you can't prosecute Manasali? What are you waiting for? Oh, you think that the city Joseph Boakai will do or Kume will do? Let them watch out for me. I will drag one of the people in Baxter. It can be Cummins, it can be Boakai. When you put you there, 1 year, I will give you 1 year. 1 year after 2023, you don't prosecute George Weah, that means you have become a criminal. Oh, when I take to them, will be more than George Weah and myself. It can be Boakai, it can be Cummins. When I take to them, will be more than George Weah and myself. Because you see it now. Or you want to fool the Liberian people because you want to be president? No, I don't believe that they'll do it. But when they do it, 1 year after 2023, I will declare my intention. I will go from country to country and tell the Liberian people, if those people are not prosecuted, there will be nothing, no enjoyment for the Liberian people. The only way we government officials can stop stealing on the precedent is set.
Are you going to be vocal with any other presidential candidate or any other president besides George Weah?
Watch me and see. You think I'm fun, eh? If the Unity Party will vote for me in my district, after 1 year, for Boakai, when we make Boakai president, when the Liberian people make Boakai president, because part of the Liberian people, when we vote for him, become president, he don't prosecute George Weah, then you think I will not talk? I will drag that old man, you will not believe it. You think we are for that bullshit? Now, and now Boakai can say Opon corrupt, and now Cummins can say Opon corrupt. Watch your process and see. When I grab Kume, he will never believe that I don't want to grab him. I will keep him in Baxter. People need to be disgraced for harassing and looting the Liberian resources. People need to be disgraced publicly, and I will do it. 1 year after 2023, I will declare my intention. Then the war between our opposition leader and myself starts. What I'm doing right now will be small.
With everything that you are doing, what do we expect from you for this nation?
What?
What do